Okay, today I want to present our article. The title is Increasing Student Learning Outcomes to Java Culture-Based Ethnomathematic Module. During the pandemic COVID-19 that has emerged since March 2020, it has greatly impacted various aspects of life, including the education sector. Learning activities that were originally routine carried face-to-face turned into distant learning. Meanwhile, in remote areas, namely the outermost undeveloped leading areas, the online system cannot be applied in distance learning because it does not have adequate online facilities. Geographical condition constraint on unstable internet signal, ownership of smartphone or laptop, and constraint in financial purchase, coupled with the lack of understanding of parent or guardian of student about learning from home activity, they cannot fully provide direction. Some of the obstacles experienced by students when learning mathematics during the pandemic were that students could not directly ask the teacher if there were difficulty of understanding mathematics. Concept of there were no friend who helped students to discuss when students were working on problem at home. So to overcome this problem, we need a module that is easy to understand, understandable, and fun for students. The acculturation of Japanese culture in the ethnomathematics module can make it easier for students to learn mathematics for more fun. According to Apriono at 2019, ethnomathematics can be interpreted as mathematics practiced by certain culture groups such as rural, urban communities, children of certain age group, labor group, indigenous people, and others. Some local aspects that are still developing in the communities around students really need to be considered in teaching interesting and fun mathematical concepts during the pandemic COVID-19, which states that joyful learning is an interesting and fun learning process, and in it there is a link between teacher and students by creating an atmosphere and learning environment to be more stimulating for children to learn with joyful atmosphere. So that material is easier to convey. This research is a classroom action research conducted at elementary school One Gonilan and goes to cycle, each of which consists of several stages, namely the planning stage, the action stage, the observation stage, and the reflection stage. The subject of this study were 12 students of grade 4, with total of 5 male students and 7 female students. The result of the average value of student for the first cycle saw a value of 70, where the value was still below the KKM at 75. So the research continued classroom action research in the second cycle. After doing the second cycle, it turned out that the student average result is 78. So it can be seen that there is an increase in student learning outcomes after learning various mathematical concepts using the Japanese culture-based ethnomathematic module. Wakul can be used by students to form an understanding of the concept of geometric figures and number of patterns. This shows that everyday tool in a traditional can also be used to learn geometric concept in mathematics. Based on the result of discussion with students when learning in the class, it is known that there is assistance for adults such as brother, aunt, and parents of students in Doing assessment in the Japanese culture-based ethnomathematic model, this showed that there is parent concern for problem-solving effort given in the Japanese culture-based ethnomathematic models. Parents have a very important role in the process of learning activity carried out from home, which will affect success in implementation learning at home during the pandemic COVID-19. With the help of a Japanese culture-based ethnomathematic module for fourth grade student at elementary school 1 Goniland. Several factors greatly influence the increase in the result of student learning scores, namely during the second cycle of learning activities. It turned out that students are easier to understand the subject matter when compared to the first cycle. In addition, they are used to reading material before learning the assessment in the ethnomatic module given to students to study from home during the distance learning. Uh, the results show that the ethnomathematic module based on Japanese culture with a positive learning approach can improve student learning outcomes. This increase can be seen from the average value of cognitive learning outcomes at the end of the cycle test as evaluation, namely 70 in the first cycle and abstaining at an average value of 78 in the second cycle, so that it can show an increase in student learning outcomes after student learn various mathematical concepts using ethnomathematical modules based on Japanese culture. Okay, thanks for attention.